Welcome back to Blast Guys Reviews. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Jason Shockwave Faria. Pretty cool, just Shockwave to me. This is the packaging it comes in. Looks pretty cool. Here at the top, we have the checking, hazard, the age restrictions, all that stuff we don't care about. This is look at the weapons and accessories we get. There's a nice picture of Shockwave. He has a shield. Anything interesting in the art? I see nothing that really stands out. Pretty cool. Some artwork of Shockwave there. Here, just the bottom of the packaging. All that stuff we're used to seeing. Pretty cool. Alright, here's the back of the packaging. Shockwave is number 105 in the line. He stands 6.2 inches. There's some of the callouts of the features, like pretty much the head sculpt and the kind of shells there on his pouch. The accessories looks good so far. What's the stuff at the bottom no one really cares about? It's illegal stuff in multiple languages. Makes the packaging look uncollectible, in my opinion. Definitely a fan of the artwork on most of the classified offerings, and does not disappoint, for me at least. Looks fantastic. Very cool. Can't believe we're at 105 already. Can you imagine how many figures we all have now? Especially with all the army building going on. Here's the other side of the packaging. Shockwave, QR code, some type of stats. Pretty cool. Here's the bottom of the box. There's UPC. You guys can pause that and copy that down if you're trying to find these at your local retail stores. And the top of the box. There's Shockwave in his coffin. So let's free this boy and check him out. Here's the black and white artwork of Shockwave. I absolutely hate black and white TV shows and things, but this G.I. Joe Classified artwork in black and white, it just looks stunning. I wish there was some way we could get some pictures and posters of this stuff without holes punched all through it. But I really think it's a cool option, and I think it's really something that I think collectors would get into. Alright, so here's Shockwave outside of packaging. And I'm trying not to swear because if you noticed, it looks like my leg is warped from being in the packaging there. You can see how it's a little warped there. Maybe some heat can fix that, but that's all I gotta say. Bleep, 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 bleep. So you can see that even his accessories are just thrown on and his leg not in position. This is just turn around to the side. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to heat this up and see if it fixes it. Alright, so here's Shockwave with some heating and cooling techniques. Shockwave is definitely one of my top tier Joes. I know a lot of people probably don't feel that way, but Low Light and Shockwave and Beachhead is absolutely... Beachhead's my absolute favorite Joe, and then Shockwave. I don't know why, it's just something I'm really looking forward to this figure. And then, I was looking forward to version 2 of Firefly, and then we had the QC issues with the flopping around. But, so, I went ahead and raised these up. It's a good place for these pads to be. It's just above the cuff of his sleeve. I think it looks really good there. So if you can get it just at the base of that, and it kind of stays out the joint, so it works out very nicely there on both sides. I think that's a good placement for it. Most of the upper body is pretty cool except for that. And then I had to reposition his dual pistol cases or holsters, and we got down to, well, we'll go back to the knees, but then I raised up his knife sleeve to where it just fits to at the top of his boots. And then it just kind of falls accordingly to, obvious length. So you can pull his knife out there. Now, I don't understand. I get what's going on. I don't agree with it. They're trying to make the figures last a long time. They don't want to have plastic that's hard and it breaks. But in that process, they're making the figures too gummy. the joint, especially the joints. This is the stability. This is the foundation of figures, is the joints. And yes, joints is one of the breaking points of a figure, but I mean, come on, man. We don't need gummy bears. So that's what's going on here. The leg, the arms, you can see that. You clearly can see that this is a hard plastic here, and this legs are gummy. This is a rubber, some type of rubber. This is plastic, and this is rubber, and I don't get what's going on, why they're going with that. I mean, the legs are the foundation of the figure anyway. So that's definitely a bad process, bad QC. But there's nothing we can do about it. If you want the characters and your beloved versions, this is what it is. And then down the road, hopefully we get improvements and we have to buy the same characters again. I mean, but I digress. So let's take a look at him. Head sculpt, very cool. The baklava mask. The eyes are painted very nicely. The flesh tones look good. You can see they've ribbed or line work there on the mask, or the baklava mask. Pretty cool. He has his tactical vest. We have the blue and like the flat black. Some shells there on his pockets, some blue pockets, a knife sleeves there. So he must have 2 knives. Some pockets there, and the pads come around to the back. It's not kind of not lined up for any kind of backpack. I'm not sure if it comes one or not. We do have the belt done in blue. Looks pretty good. And we have this black connector. And then we have, like, obviously we looked at the arms already, the black fingerless gloves, the holsters, the black knee pads, and the armored boots, kind of like from the knee down to the shin. Pretty cool. And then overall we have the blue digital kind of camo with the yellow splashes of squares throughout. Not too much overdone, so that's pretty good. Not bad. Alright, so let's go and take a look at the articulation of the figure, because more about the overall plastic. So rotation here 360 all the way around, back and forth at the neck. You see it moving. And there's a side to side on the head, and then I think there's that joint that makes the head, if I can hold the neck, go back and forth too. That's pretty good. Standard we're used to seeing. I heat him up a little bit, so he's gonna work really nice. So there is the rotation on the arm. The butterfly joint is kind of hindered because of the vest. Arms go up, at least just above a T pose. Bicep swivel. Now there's gappage in the bicep here, you can see. Double jointed elbow. Nice range. The hands rotate 360, obviously, and then the joint is up and down on that hand, and we have the in and out. So that's good. That's what we should have on every figure, not two the same thing. Obviously, there is some chest articulation there with that joint. The vest is on. It's not going to function very well. Or maybe a little bit. And this is the very first figure I got. If you notice, before I heat it, I can actually rotate. I thought, what about breaking it? How about that? And the legs, nice split. Drop down hips, split this way. Sitting is important for Shockwave. I think this would be one of those guys I'll be sticking to my vehicles when I get my new VAMs. Pretty cool. Yeah. Thigh swivel. Does have the double jointed gummy knees. I'd be careful with these guys because they are rubber, unfortunately. That's a decent range. So disappointing. Boot cut, and feet do pivot down at the ankle, up a little bit, and then you have that rotation around the ankle that'll give you that rocker kind of vibe feel. Overall, so far, I'm just more. He looks good aesthetically. I like him. I think he looks fantastic. The colors are nice. I like the shaded blues they used. They're kind of muted and not bright. They didn't go overkill on the yellow for the digital camo, which is fantastic. As a permanent feet. But this gummy knees is absolutely Just unacceptable. Shame on you, Hasbro, for not testing your figures before you actually. Why would this guy stand? Putting them out. There we go. Yeah, his legs are definitely an issue. Well, we only get a figure stand, so okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at his accessories. Weapons box, Jason, Shockwave Faria, 105. We've seen all these really thin boxes. As we get weapons crates for all of our weapons that are actually plastic with working hinges. That would be amazing. At this point, I'd be happy with working these. So, let's get this bag full of weapons. First off, we do get his hat or his cover. We have the 3 digital squares there done in yellow. Just goes over his top of his head. This is a harder plastic than the knees. Huh, good figure, right? And it fits very nicely. Imagine if we had reuse the right plastic Hasbro, what we can accomplish. Looks pretty good. In my opinion, I do like it. Like I said, the problem with the overall aesthetic is the materials that were used. The Shockwave comes with 2 knives, so we have this one. Pretty cool. I like it. And then we have this unique knife here. It's like this piece that just snatches on flesh. It's kind of a comparison. Pretty cool. So we'll have to determine what sleeve is made for what knife. I'm going to take a guess here and say this one with the smaller one is probably for this. And it fits really nice in there. So it's pretty cool. And I'm guessing the one with the little piece on the end there probably would fit, maybe. Is this one of those cases where they didn't check and see? Yeah, it fits. So there's the leg. Pretty nice. I just don't know when. So, I mean, you have Shockwave. It's more like a SWAT officer type character, more of a security character. But he'll go nice with our upcoming Mutton Junkyard, because they're usually on patrol of the G.I.JOE base, wherever they are. You see that in a cartoon a lot in the 80s. I mean, he did see a lot of action, Mutton Junkyard. I think more and less than Shockwave actually did in the cartoons. And then, so they're going to be a nice team up, maybe, with having Shockwave and Mutton Junkyard patrol the perimeters of your Joe bases and or your compounds, whatever you're into. So he can hold them pretty nicely. I'm not sure if SWAT officer ever gets into a knife fight. It's more special forces, I'm thinking, but they are Joes, so they are kind of special forces. But well, we can take Shockwave on many missions with some of your favorite other characters. But yeah, so the nice work. Quality wise, they're a little bendy, but they're not warped, or they're not too hard, so they kind of work okay. And no problem with them. So Shockwave also comes with a pair of submachine guns. Very small. So we get 2 of those and a twin. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and just put them in here before we go ahead and put the clip in, because I'm not sure. Yeah, the clip has space to be, you can see here. Can be inserted there in the back, and you can put them in a case. Sometimes they don't count for that, and they kind of just like hover in the case. But we do get 2 of the clips for his submachine guns, which is very cool. So we'll go ahead and take them out, that we know that they fit in there, and we will see how well they fit into the actual gun themselves. I'm so disappointed in his knees. It's ridiculous. Let's see here. I guess it may be this way, maybe. Is it the tab piece that goes in? It's always a mystery hunt if it's not clearly defined. Yeah. So it's going to be the more or less the line work part that goes in. They're kind of bendy, so be careful. You could bend you can see how well they bend. Surprised? You guys are probably surprised at that, right? I'm pretty sure you are. So this one, you see how that bends? That's terrible. So get up close, kind of engulf your entire clip with your fingertips, and then just shove it in. Shove it in, that's what she said, right? And then you got your submachine guns. Then we have drill barrels, so that's cool. We can add blast effects to them. We don't get any blast effects, but you can use them from some of your other figures you got them with. Now the hands seem a little bit hard on the fingertips. With the softer weaponry, we can see that it's going to be a little bit of a struggle to get that to work. Man, that's crazy. I have a sore finger. I have a cut on my finger from work. My hands always takes a beating because I'm a working man, and I don't get free shit from whoever earned my way in my life. That's the way I was raised, and that's the way I've been working on my channel here. So you guys can like, share, and subscribe, and I really appreciate that. I'm trying to put a lot of hard work into the channel, so that'd be awesome if you guys can do that. Make some pretty cool videos. That just slipped out again. Yeah, the fingers are definitely not very made for these guns. You can get it. I'm done trying, but so we can see this one. I saw small it'll kind of look, and then that finger is a pain, and I'll work on it later. Probably to heat it up a little bit, but you guys get the idea on how that looks. And then we can take them out. We can put them in here. You can see how the clip kind of works. So at least that works out for us. I mean, yeah, he's a cool figure. I really think he should have came with an assault rifle though too. Even if it was one of those cartoon ones that G.I.JOE's always carry around, or a nice M4 would have been really nice. Comes with a baton. It's kind of warped a little bit. Soft plastic, of course. Warped, kind of bend. See. So you can hold it and however you want to get into your martial arts poses, your baton, tactics, nice stick, whatever you want to call it. I'm looking around. I don't see. Now, there's no reason we don't have a hoop to keep that on his person. Maybe it's inside the shield, but as of right now, there should have been one on his hoop, on his belt. That definitely would have been a plus for the aesthetics, in my opinion. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what the shield kind of looks like. Here's a shield. He taken out 4 cobras, and he marked them on his shield. This is a very hard plastic. We have type of lights here. There's some gray brackets throughout. We have the cut in a corner so he can maybe put his weapon. A little submachine gun. We should have had an assault rifle. Then we have some type of tubing here on this side in the sculpt work. There's layers of metal just folded on top of each other. Here inside, I don't see anything for the baton, but you can see it clips on his arm and then it goes into his hand. So you're probably going to want to put the hand in first. And I'm betting that this is going to be a pain because of that pad on his arm. A little flexibility, but watch that. It's a little harder than usual. Let's go to remove this and let's see what we can do with this shield. I'm going to try to put the hand on first. And it seems to be okay. And that goes... Okay, so that works out because that actually goes over the cuff of the sleeve that we talked about already. On this part here, the rib part. So if you put that pad just past that, that's not going to get in your way. So that's a nice tip for you guys here on Black Skies Reviews. So that's pretty cool. And then obviously you can position your shield however you see fit. The Shockwave, and for some reason he wants to drop it. The one thing that's hard, you can't hold on to. See if we can do this again. Yeah, there we go. So kind of how he stands to the figure on height-wise. So from the neck to maybe the knee, I'm guessing. Just below that. Probably just at the bottom of the knee here. Yeah, so you're going to cover up pretty much the most important parts. So size is pretty good. It's in scale. Yeah, pretty decent. Okay. Well, there he is, guys. There's Shockwave. What do you guys think? You guys getting a Shockwave? You passing? Do you like this character? Do you like the overall aesthetic? So, pros and cons. Pros is I like the colors. They look good. I like the figure. I like the sculpt work. I think it looks good. My problem with the figure is obviously the materials used. The softer plastics, the rubbers. I just think they have them in the wrong places. So you have no stability with the knees because they're rubber joints. We talked about why, but that's my issue. And the bendy plastic of the weapons. So the fingers are kind of thick, a little bigger than they should be for the small weapons. Again, if Hasbro would try to put the weapons in our hands before they actually manufacture these things and make sure they fit the overall diameter is correct and they look good, would be, a world of difference for the accessories. So I hope you guys liked this review. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. You having these issues? How do you feel about it? And we'll talk to you guys in our next review. Thanks for watching.